What's up?
Hey, man, not much. What's going on with you?
Number 11, Dave.
I know. I can't believe it. We've stuck with it. Double digis.
I can't believe we've done something this long in our life. I think that's a wrap. Then you know what? It was a good run.
You want to talk about commitment issues? Not here, baby. Not here.
I think Joe Rogan has like episode 1800 and something. And some of those episodes are like 3 hours long.
I actually am always amazed at how long our episodes are, and it's like we have this idea of where it's going to be, and then it's always way longer. And I don't think we ever mean for it to be long. It just kind of happens like that. And I think that's fun because it obviously means we're having a good time. Time just goes by, and all of a sudden 30 minutes have gone by with our guests to whoever we're talking to. For me, it's a lot of fun because we've been sitting at home for a long time now, so. This is our connection to the outside world.
It's almost like they should come up with a phrase that describes if you're having a good time, time goes by faster.
Right. So what is it? Let's make one up. Let's make up a phrase.
Time. No, I don't know, man. It's too. Yeah. Give me a few days. I'll figure it out.
That's why there isn't one.
That's why there isn't one, because it's that difficult. We should do a contest.
Hey, I think we're due for a contest. Let's put one together.
Every show is a contest. Contest, who can do this the most?
It's just because we like,
by the way, Dave,
people to win.
Check this out.
Oh, I love it.
Killcliff was nice enough to send us. I got 4 trucks packed full of Killcliff. How many trucks?
I have a ton too. I have a ton of them. But there's a million flavors. I literally asked for like a sampler, and I got so many flavors. I've tried quite a few. I've been hitting the bag, right? The fight camp bag. So I've kind of incorporated the Killcliff into my pre or post routine, depending on which just when I'm cracking a bevy. But tried some kind of cherry or lime cherry grenade or something. It's pretty good.
Yep, that's right. You know what they should have? They should have like literally instead of popping the thing, they should have like a pin you pull, and then you.
When are they going to make cans that actually are like already? They have two pins for shotgunning. When are they going to make cans that you can actually just like you don't need some kind of device to? Is this brilliant or what?
Oh my God, Dave! That's
cut this. Do we need to cut this from the live episode so that we can then patent it?
It doesn't matter. It's proven that we came up with it because. That is an amazing idea. You have something on the bottom, and it's just another one of those, like, the pineapple cans.
Yeah.
That they're juice. They have the little thing you pull.
It's a smaller one.
Just like that on the bottom. And you just pull it, and then shotgun. Holy crap. It's actually got like a little, like, lips around it.
It's got to be one motion, dude. You got to be able to crack the top, and in that motion, something pops the other one at the same time so that you can just go.
That's a great idea. I think Killcliff should do it, and we'll take 50%.
That sounds fair.
That's you know what? We're nice guys. By the way, Dave, I haven't actually tried this yet, so I'm going to crack it live on the air.
Ooh, I love it. I have tried that one, actually, because I knew you had that one, so it was the first one I tried so that me and you could discuss. But,
this is Tasty Blood Orange. They originally had Tasty Blood, but it didn't sell well.
That's true.
So this is amazing. This is delicious.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, there's no calories. It's 15 calories. So you don't have to worry about it. That's the thing. Everyone's worried about, like, how many calories is in it? None.
They don't even ask us to do this kind of stuff, but we literally are like, it's a commercial right now for this product. That's how good it is.
We are not being paid to do this. That's good stuff. I'm going to start getting jacked up. We got some taurine in there, some B12. Caffeine.
Some taurine. I love it.
Oh, shoot. So I did the other day, I watched Red Dawn.
Yeah, you sent a message to the band chat, and Dean was like, should I be embarrassed that I don't know what this is?
I know. Well, there's the Dean counter. Gotta get the Dean counter up. Yeah, I text you guys the, avenge me! Yeah. Avenge me! It's such I don't know, just watching them cry. It's like, I don't want you to cry ever again for me. Don't you cry. And they're like...
Well, they remade that movie, right? Did you watch the remake?
No.
Or do you swear off remakes? You won't even watch them?
No, because I'd be a hypocrite because I'm so excited for the new Dune to come out. So I'll watch the redo of Red Dawn.
I think I saw it.
It's just Red Dawn had like Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen. There's the other chick from Dirty Dancing was in it, and there was the chick from Caroline in the City. There's so many people in that movie, and they're all like teenagers in high school. They took out a bunch of Russians.
It was the cast of was Pony Boy, and
oh yeah, that's a great movie too. Tom Cruise,
The
was in that.
Outsiders.
The Greasers, yeah,
The Outsiders,
Greasers and
right.
the Socs. We read that book in school, and then I watched the movie, and like the movie's way better. Hello, Karate Kid is in this.
Yeah,
Emilio Estevez.
movies are not normally better than the books, right? It's not supposed to be that way. The books are supposed to be better. And actually, if you've read the book, then you could never admit that the movie was better because you have to say that the book was better because you read it. And you have to be able to tell people that you read it. The only way to do that is by saying, well, I read it before I watched the movie, so the book is better.
That's like people that have Pelotons or Jeeps.
Back to the Jeeps.
You got to make sure people know you've read the book. It's like, well, when I read the book twice,
And when I finished it the second time.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. What are some other books you read in school? It was like Pig Farm. Was it Pig Farm? No, Animal Farm. Pig Farm. Animal Farm. That was pretty good. It wasn't all the animals talked or something.
What was the Chrysalis or something like that?
That sounds familiar.
Chrysalids? Something. Yeah,
Well, what was the big?
Mate,
what was the big one with the Piggy's got the conch?
Oh, right.
Lord
of
of the
course.
Flies.
Lord of the Flies. Yeah.
What a nasty book! Like, and we watched the movie. It was like in black and white. All these kids get stranded on an island, and then they go nuts and they kill each other. And
It's so interesting because you start like dissecting it, and then it was at that age I started to really take offense at like my friends' comments because I was like, wait a minute. Why did you say that? Before I was like, who cares? And then all of a sudden you're in English class dissecting every comment Piggy says about the conch. And then you realize, you know what? Kids are cruel. And now my friends, when they say these things, they actually really mean things.
That's right.
So, I kind of wish I just lived in the dark.
Or you kind of wish you like wanted to roll a huge rock onto your friend's head.
Whoa. I would never admit that on camera.
Oh, when I read the book, that's what had happened. Piggy got smushed by a rock. That's a messed up book. Like kids get murdered and stuff by other kids. Really, if you look back,
well, that's,
like, the teachers are like, fun read, huh, kids? That's right.
Told you needed us.
Yeah. So I read the news this morning, and everyone revealed their Olympic wear.
Oh, cool.
Have you seen Canada's?
No.
It's we'll pop it up on the screen, but it's a jean jacket.
You're kidding.
No, it's a jean jacket.
It's real? For real?
It's not a joke. It's a jean jacket. They wanted to. I mean,
the Canadian tuxedo.
It's the Canadian tuxedo. They did a play on it, so it's a jean jacket. Levi's is doing it. And it's got a bunch of graffiti on it. And honestly, it's pretty much what I've been doing on stage the last quite a few years, where I wear a jean jacket with a bunch of graffiti on it. So I dig it.
Team Canada.
Team Canada, you're welcome. I will take 50% of all.
That's the standard
sales.
deal. 50% is the standard deal
for all the jean jackets. It's check it out. But everybody revealed and saw. Everyone's got like the nice kind of K-way things. They do have different ones. Like they have different ones for this, like closing ceremonies and opening. They have different colors.
Well, I love it. I said this a few years ago. Like I don't root for my country of birth origin. I root for whichever country uses one of our songs as their promotional asset. So
that's right, baby.
Countries know our allegiance can be bought. Use one of our songs.
It was a sacrifice.
The Jamaican bobsledding team. Yeah, sacrifice was used.
The U.S. Summer Olympic team.
Yeah.
Used sacrifice. I'm pretty sure Sacrifice was the theme song for the U.S. Olympic team, period. And that's why they won.
Overall medal count. So you're welcome. We'd like to take credit for that. Remember, we did that Super Bowl party for one of the teams. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah. And then they won the Super Bowl, and we're like, you're welcome. And then we did another one. We did like a pre-season. We did a pre-season one, and they went on to win the Super Bowl. And we're like batting 1,000 here. If you get us involved in your organization, you are guaranteed at this point to win a Super Bowl.
We will back that up. 100%. You heard it here first.
Even if we need to get on the field. And score those touchdowns ourselves.
We will. You can sue us if it doesn't happen. That's the new thing. It's just going to the extremes, right?
Yeah, it is.
How come they have to bat 1,000? How come it's not batting 100?
Well, I don't know. It's like a 1 and then a dot and then 3 zeros. It's not because you have to get. It's you're batting 1.
Yeah, because they want to have like it's so you know exactly. Yeah. I'm batting 352.
Right, exactly.
You know, it's 0.352. So you're like you're hitting through.
I'm batting 354. So obviously, I'm way better.
Yeah, you got. You're
like, you have one more hit over a course of 300 at bats,
which is about 2 weeks in baseball. Good stuff.
A quadruple header today. How can you guys play so many games?
We're getting a lot of emails lately, Dave, from fans of the shows for guests suggestions.
Oh, cool.
A lot of the guest suggestions are fans, oddly enough. They're like, you should have me on the show. And we're like, okay. So, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad idea. It'd be cool. We did have that fan winner that we did last week.
That's right. It's interesting. I like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's great to talk to fans. So maybe we'll have to do another one of those. But some kid, I'll have to find out what his name was. We'll have to go into it in when we get more time. But he wanted us to talk more about our guitars. Tunings. Get into that. I'm like, oh yeah, we could go off for hours.
I got a guitar right here. I got my Firebird right here, and it's tuned to some weird Soundgarden tuning.
CCC.
Yeah, it's like
GCC.
It's actually D. I think it's like DADA or something weird like that. I don't know, but that'd be fun to do. We could get into that. That would be. I mean, there's no reason we shouldn't. We both play guitar for the band, so I mean, it's kind of a. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, actually. Who was that? Let's get him on the team.
Yeah, he's our new producer. I went over to, I don't know if I talked about this before, I went over to Howard's studio, and they did a pedal off. Did I tell you this? Where we put pedals against each other.
Yeah, you might have told me some of this.
And we had, this Mike Plonikoff was there, and some friends, and Mark Van Gool, who is a tech there. He also techs for, I think it's tech for Bon Jovi. I think he's Phil X's tech right now, Mark Van Gool. He's a super wizard. So we did like a pedal off. That was so much fun. But turns out he took one of the clone pedals and soldered some dip switches in there or something. And it's amazing. I don't know how he does that shit, but he should be selling them. And I'll take 50% for promoting it.
Yeah, well, you just certain people have like this insane interest in stuff and how things work, and like they have to take it apart. I'm the opposite. I like living in the dark. I don't want to know how everything works. And the more I start to understand, I don't know, the less satisfied I am with my level of knowledge. So I just I like being in the dark.
Yeah, there is a kind of a sadness to revealing the wizard behind the curtain kind of thing, I guess.
Right.
There is a sadness to being like your whole life you grew up like watching shows and seeing hearing things, and then once you find out like how they made that noise or that sound or how, getting on stage every day and you're like, it kind of wears off. There's still definitely a magic in performing every night, but yeah, you're right. Once you take everything apart, there's nothing left to take apart. You're like, oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's how
I mean,
works.
it's either that or pure laziness.
I literally did it. I mean, I give my kids a bath, and one of my son jammed something down the drain, and so I'm like, oh great, now I'm gonna have to take that apart, figure it out, and here I am anticipating some kind of like 3-hour plumbing job. No, it's like it's one screwdriver, take it apart. It's like it took 2 seconds for me to do it. I'm like, oh, that's how that works. It's not hard at all, actually. It's really easy. My best friend Pete Leger is a plumber. I think he tried to convince me that his job was really hard way back in the day. And I'm like, I started to realize, no, you lied.
It's pretty easy. Is there you saying
peeled
you
back the
plumb?
curtain and yeah.
I
peeled back the curtain with a flathead screwdriver, and there was nothing back there except just a hole.
Didn't you work with him for a little bit and hold a ladder or something like that?
Well, I've worked with a bunch of my buddies, over the years, just even during the time of life of our band, because, we would go home during these off cycle periods. And I really it always felt weird to me to just go home and just like, wake up and grab your guitar and do nothing. Like you have no schedule. And meanwhile, life is going on. You're at home, but everyone's going to work and doing stuff, and they still have their lives that they do. And so I would just like ask buddies, like, hey, do you need somebody to help at your work this week or for a couple of weeks? And I did some gross jobs, but you know what? The beauty of it was that it was like a great reminder of like how amazing what we get to do is. And like I would work with my buddy Stu, and we were like insulating pipes in parking garages, and coming home with that fiberglass in my arm hair follicles. It was a nightmare. Oh. It was a nightmare. But you know what I did? I committed to it, and I'd go every day and hang out with them. And I really enjoyed the fact that I was getting up and doing something and feeling productive with my time. And I always loved doing that. Yeah, go do some plumbing or go do some kind of just work. It always feels good. Labor.
It sounds like you should have your own TV show, like with Dirty Jobs.
Dirty Jobs, yeah. I think that already happened.
Wasn't that guy on a plane, one of our planes, or something like that? Or Joe sat next to him on a flight or something like that.
Did he?
Yeah, just Dirty Jobs. Sounds familiar.
He's got a good voice, a real recognizable, soothing sound.
Yeah, we see like some serious random people at airports.
I was on a plane with the drill sergeant from, the most famous drill sergeant of all time. But he was in
Gomer Pyle
jacket.
Yeah,
Full Metal Jacket. I was on a plane.
Steers and queers. You don't look like a steer to me.
He's passed away, I think, since then. But yeah, you travel and it's amazing how many people you run into or see at the airports.
It's weird you said that, because I just was reading on this thing that it's probably been happening for a long time, but it's kind of trending now. Is this thing called? Is it called false valor, fake valor?
Oh, okay.
Have you heard about this?
Not really.
It's people that dress up in full military garb, and then they're not in it at all. So they go to airports in full fatigues.
And people walk around thanking them for their service.
Yeah,
that's really kind of gross.
And they just went and bought it at the surplus store, and then of course these people that are in the military, they go around with a camera, and then they call these people out like in airports. They're like, "Are you? What are you in? Let me see your military ID." And they're like, I don't have it on me. This is called false valor.
That's gross. It's
disgusting. It is gross. It's totally gross. Man, oh man, that's messed up stuff. Most likely these people have been maybe tried to get in the military and couldn't get in or something, or they just have a fascination with it. But yeah, I wouldn't go so far. Maybe because I know they get on the plane first, right? If you're in the airport, it's like
right.
Active duty military can now board. Look around. There's every flight. There's someone all dressed up.
Guy's just in fatigues, just so he can board the plane early.
It's messed up.
That is messed up. Yeah, it's weird. The military is one of those things where we've played a few shows where we've gone to Japan to play for the American military, and it's the most insane like moment of pride, because they are like the most humble, like appreciative people. Thank you guys for coming here. And we're like, what? Don't thank us for coming here. Thank you for coming here. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely the opposite. You should not be going around pretending to be military.
Yeah. We've met a lot of people in the military that, just fantastic and so grateful that we're there. And our response is like, no, no. Thank you. Yeah,
Japan was one of the best, man. We had like the best time in Japan. A few times we've gone there. The one time we went, me, you, and Dean, we went and got the some Airbnb. I found an Airbnb with 4 bedrooms, and 3 of us, one of the crew guys, went to Tokyo, and it was like the best. It was the best.
That was great. That's when we found out that the internet you could put in your pocket, and then we just walk around with it.
The portable Wi-Fi, that was the secret to the whole thing. We all had Wi-Fi all day. Just with one of us had to carry this Wi-Fi.
It had to be within like 30 feet of you. Any store we went into. Where's Dave? I'm losing Wi-Fi. My phone.
How many days did it take us to get the hot water working though in that place? That was the real trick.
Hey man, we lived in Tokyo. But that was we kind of would do that,
tongue.
right?
You guys literally ate some kind of a tongue.
Yeah, we ate tongue because because you go to Japan and people are like, oh man, sushi. No. There is sushi there, but that's not what they eat. They eat meat on stick. They eat meat on a stick. And we were starving. We got there.
We were not in the touristy part. We were like off the beaten path.
We were in the suburbs somewhere. We took a train. It was I couldn't believe how quiet it was. It's insanely creepy how quiet it is.
It's like insulated. I tell people that it's like the insulation in the air over there is different because it's just like noise canceling. You could be like 100 feet away from a 5-lane highway and you can't hear it. And you're like, what's going on over there?
It's weird.
How come I can't hear all those cars?
Very quiet, very peaceful. Yeah, we went into some restaurant. We sat down, and by the way, a lot of these places you go, people don't speak English. No one speaks English in Japan. You don't just go up and be like, hi there, which way to the Starbucks? No.
There's no English on the menus.
Yeah. And so we were like trying to communicate with the waitress, and we're like, so what is this? She's like, Yeah. And we're like, oh, it's tongue. Okay, I'll eat it. Let's do it. Yeah. But yeah, it was some great times. Yeah, we did some military shows. I do remember we played a show. I think it was 3 Doors Down. I can't remember what the place was called. Some outdoor cement amphitheater thing. And a guy was there performing. He was in a Metallica cover band, and he was, I think, I don't think it was a Navy SEAL, but I think he was in like Special Forces or something.
Right.
And he came up to me, and a lot of these guys are higher ranking. They have coins, and they'll give you
challenge
coins,
coin or whatever they call them.
Challenge coin or something like that. Yeah. So you can get them from generals and stuff like that. And this guy gave me this coin, which is like a big, it's a big deal to get one of these things. You'd be very appreciative. And he told me that anytime they went on a mission, they would crank "Hate My Life" before they went on the mission, or in the helicopter or whatever like that. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's crazy, right? You don't even think about the perspective of the people listening to your music. You're like, wow, it's because we listen to music too, but it's not as exciting.
That's pretty cool. That gives me goosebumps thinking about that. Picturing a chopper going in. Awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, other than that, man, I'm all vaxxed up.
That's right. You got Johnson & Johnson, I think, right? Did you get the Johnson & Johnson?
Yeah, everyone's making fun of it now. It's like, if you always see these memes of like Pfizer and Moderna, these two like bodybuilders, and then the Johnson & Johnson is like the Tiger King's boyfriend with teeth missing. I'm like, oh man.
I love it.
Yeah,
I got my first shot. I got my first shot of Pfizer. I'm telling you, here in Chattanooga, it was like the most picturesque, serene experience getting my vaccine. It was at a nature park, so I pulled in, and it's like you're driving through these literally 15 minutes.
You're at the Tiger King place.
Yeah, I'm driving through, no other cars, and then I finally pull up. I see another car, 3 ahead of me or something like that. ID check. Just keep driving through the woods. I mean, it was so calming and serene. And then I get to the one spot, and there's like a state trooper holding a needle. I'm like, oh man, the state trooper's going to give me my shot. But honestly,
give me your arm.
I don't care.
Let's see your arm.
The state trooper can give me the shot. And he told me that some nice lady was going to come, and she gave me the shot. And it was so amazing just to be in nature, drive through, get the shot. She's like, go pull up there. You got to wait 20 minutes. I think I waited maybe 12 minutes. It was self-policed. But I mean, if something's going to happen to you, I think it's going to happen that first couple minutes, So I was good. After 12 minutes, on my way.
And what, because I try to connect the chip in my arm to my iPhone, but I found Johnson & Johnson, the chip only works with Android.
Ooh, yeah, no. My Pfizer chip gave me super speed and super intelligence. So I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
Let's. You want to bring on our guest? Let's bring on our guest.
We should.
You ready? I'm just going to do a little intro here. Our guest today is a singer-songwriter who has a brand new album that's coming out April 23rd. That's like pretty much right now, including songs King and Lola. The album is called Created from Filth and Dust. Please welcome Lilith Czar.
Hello, Dave, Tyler. What's up?
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Amazing.
Good. I was just listening to your vaccine story. Made me laugh. I'm hoping that I gain some sort of superpowers when I get mine. That would just
we always joke that we have superpowers on tour, and our superpowers are actually the opposite, right? Like Joe, our drummer, his superpower is that he can't get his food order right. So we got these kind of goofy superpowers. They joke that I'm Acid Man because of how I can destroy my guitar strings. Like in sound check, my guitar tech has to restring my guitar afterwards because I don't know what's going on. I'm toxic. Yeah. It's not my fault.
Acid fingers.
Now
that's what they should call you.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some new superpowers thanks to my super vaccine, but we'll see.
Hopefully they're a lot less expensive than acid fingers.
Well, that's why the only endorsement I had to go out and find was a string endorsement. I was like, listen, I can't be paying for strings. Let's get a guitar string endorsement going, and then we're fine.
Dave, you're going to have to start paying for these strings because we're sending you a box a day. Your guitar tech is like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. What would your superpower be? Do you have any like superpower that like something that just sucks? Like mine is technology for some reason. Like I can't unlock my phone or like something doesn't work. And then someone else in the band comes over like, oh, it works fine. I don't know. What's your problem? I'm like, I don't know. My superpower.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of technology either. I think my superpower would be I have like no concept of time. So constantly don't know what day it is, late for things, can't like if I have a bunch of things to do, I don't know how to compartmentalize everything and make sure it's done. Yeah, time management. So
yeah, that's actually good for rock and roll.
Well,
for touring and rock and roll, I mean that seems to kind of actually, we've always found everything runs like a well-oiled machine on tour. When they say sound checks at this time, it is when.
Well, yeah, your tour manager's there to kick your ass and be like, "Where are you? Get on the bus. Get in the venue."
But then when I hear Axl Rose has still got to be helicoptered in and their show hasn't started for 2 hours, and I'm like, man, that's pretty rock and roll. I got to tell you.
That's a
I would never pull that off.
I couldn't. No. I'm not that. I'm not to that degree. I'm not so bad at time that I'm like completely irresponsible and a big piece of shit. It's just like little things. It's like,
hey, 30,000 people at the show. I'm going to make them wait a few hours before I chop her in.
Silly things like, hey, can you post out that you have a meet and greet at noon, and I do it at 12:30. Dumb things like that, where it's like, what is wrong with you?
Right.
I'm like, I forgot.
That's not too bad.
We
would say that our meeting was at noon, and we'd be there 11:30, and be like, well, let's go. Where's everybody? We're just dorks. We're such losers. We're the opposite.
We go to the radio stations, and they're like, wow, I think you guys are the first band that ever has shown up early.
You guys have like a full, you have your calendar, and you're like, we're here.
We're standing outside the bus when the rep shows up, and they're like, whoa, oh, hey, and we're all standing there with our guitars. Let's go play acoustic.
In the snow. Yeah.
Wearing like your logo T-shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
So, wearing our own shirts. A bunch of losers. You do a lot of touring, obviously not right now, but you do a lot of touring.
Yeah. I've been touring for 15-ish years. I mean, I've been touring since I was like, my first tour was when I was 16. So
this is probably the longest period of time you've taken off from playing live shows, or what? Because what it is for me. Like, we started touring in 2002, and you know, it's like the music machine makes sure you don't take off too much time, right? But all of a sudden, the music machine is broken, and we're all like in this limbo of like 13 months of not playing any shows, and I don't know what to do with myself anymore. We're doing a podcast.
Great way to fill your time. Love your podcast. I'm very happy to be here, by the way. I did not say that.
We're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being on, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. When we share a management team, and when they brought this opportunity to me, I jumped right on board. So love your guys' band. Love this podcast. So I just want to say thank you.
Wow, you got it.
What?
No, you go on. You finish your thought, because
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that, like, not touring for the last, like, almost now, 13 months or so has been really depressing. Mm-hmm. It's like, first of all, you get out of that, like, that momentum and that routine of being on the road and having your instrument finely tuned and, doing what, you feel you were put on this earth to do. It's just like, it's not doing, when you have a purpose in life, or when you have something that like fulfills you and you're not allowed to do it, it's soul sucking,
I know exactly what you're saying. Is that this is what I tell people is that I have this job that sort of, in a really obvious way, shows me my value. I have this group of people that come and see what we do. People tell me that they love our song, so instant value to what I feel I do. And all of a sudden, when I go home, I still get this value. I got a couple of young kids. They really need me to be there and do stuff. But it's like in this different way. I miss like feeling valued by these people that really love our music. We started doing these little meet and greets, virtual meet and greets, and it was like an eye opener for me, where I really realized I missed that connection with people that sort of have this appreciation for what we're trying to do with our music. And it's tough. It's tough to go from having that and seeing that to just like losing that completely. And it was like off the edge of a cliff, and it was just gone. We flew home March 1st after our only tour in support of our last record.
Oh my God.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But in the same sense, it's like, in 2020, to go along with what you're saying about that, like, connection and that validation and that, like, feeling you get when people love what you're doing, it's kind of like, okay, well, how I shouldn't have to have that to be happy.
Right.
I shouldn't have to have that to feel fulfilled. And like that, I feel like last year really for a lot of people, for most of us, you had to be alone with yourself and like really look at yourself and look at your what makes you happy, what you want to change, what you don't like about yourself. And like, that's that was the biggest catalyst to this name change and artist transformation for me, was, realizing what had changed in me, what was different, what was stronger, what I wanted to make better. And it's like, that's kind of what missing being on stage and missing being on the road was what propelled me into this transformation. It was like, I needed this to fill that void.
Yeah, you're forced to face it almost. You're in a position where I love touring because it feels like you're on the run.
Yeah, absolutely.
From whatever. Yeah. What are you on the run from? The law. Yeah. I don't care. I'm on the run, man.
Well, you're totally. You're like, you don't have to think about cleaning your kitchen. You don't have to think about, getting gas or going to run errands. The house,
responsibility. You shed the responsibility of life, and you just get to be a kid.
It's a dichotomous life. I try to explain to people that don't do what we do. It's two completely different lives. Like you're almost like you're two separate people.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
the weirdest thing. It's being on stage is like therapy. So when we don't have that at home, immediately we have this void. It's like you said, and then it's like, I need to fill this void with, I don't know. Oh my God, what do I do? And then you actually come up with, because it's cathartic, right? Being on tour and being on the stage. So then there needs to be something that replaces that. But that's actually, like you said, that's where you come up with a lot of amazing things. Like you said, your transformation came from being in this moment where maybe when you were on tour, you wouldn't have had this because you would have been so busy.
Distracted.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely the silver lining of 2020 was being able to pause and like, really, like, as cheesy as it sounds, but like self-reflect and, take a break from this really fast world that we're living in now. So
how do your fans respond sort of to this change? Because I mean, I think for them, it's fairly new that they're kind of finding out there's a new look, there's a new name, there's a new sound. I've listened to 2 new songs, and man, I cannot get Lola out of my head. I don't know what it is, but I listened to it driving to pick up my son from school yesterday, and it's literally been in my head nonstop since. So I really am a fan of that song. So I love this stuff. What are your fans? How are your fans
blushing.
Accepting like transformation? Because we consider ourselves a band that's been evolving, and you're constantly evolving, and sometimes there's pushback. So are you experiencing any pushback?
I mean, I would say that I'm experiencing more support and positivity than any, like as Juliet Simms, I actually received more pushback and more, online bullying and hate than Lilith has received. So I take that as a really good sign. I think, when I started writing and recording this album 2.5, 3 years ago, I set out to make a record that would transform me as an artist, whether that being the sound, the aesthetic, the look of it, the feel of it, the tone, all of it. I went into it knowing Juliet Simms had never established her identity as an artist and like her own aesthetic. And so very synchronistically, this all came together. Then it was done out of order. I made the album and I was halfway through the album when I decided to change my name. But I think it's because of what I was writing, because of the music that we were recording, that this all came to be. Because I felt like, like you said, being on stage is like therapy. Well, so, music that's what music is it's therapy, it's magic, it's potion, it's life-changing, it's life-altering. And that's what happened with my album. And, because of social media and because, you live a life in the public every single day, there was already like a shift in, me as a person, what I was putting out into the world daily. And so I felt like the evolution of me changing, I felt like I was already bringing fans along with that, like mind state and like that, musical evolution. And so I don't think it was so much of a shock. Maybe the name was, but I have, it's not like I woke up one day and I was like, I'm going to try this personality on. And I was
like
all of a sudden,
almost like a realization.
Yeah. It wasn't like I put on a new personality suit and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to be this person today. I'm still myself. I'm still me. And so it's not like, fans are losing. I think they're gaining more than anything that they've potentially lost. And yeah, like this is why I did the whole 12-week transformation campaign that I did on social media, because I really wanted to include fans. I wanted to make them feel like they were part of it, which they are, and part of the experience. And I wanted them to also feel like they could, blossom and transform and become, the best versions of themselves. And, I think, for me, Lilith Czar and this whole new world that I'm putting together, it's bigger than anything Juliet Simms ever was, and more important than anything that I feel I talk about her like she's like I have her like hanging in the back closet or something.
It's like those the dry cleaner thing, and they push the button and it goes through this huge thing, goes around the corner and stuff. Here she comes.
There she is.
Juliet just gliding on by.
437.
Bye. Anyways, that's a long-winded way of answering your question, but yeah, I think that I'm experiencing a really, really great positive response to the whole thing.
Well, fans take things personally, right? They get attached to our music more than we do, because people always will ask me, and probably you as well, as when you write a song, what do you continue to listen to it after it's recorded? What and I, personally, I'm like, no, I never listen to it ever again. Like once we record the songs, it's done. It's out of me, and now it's the fans, and then they can now interpret it. So they take everything very personally because the song now means so much to them. It's about their father. It's about their boyfriend or whatever. Yeah. So it's tough when you do something, because they are going to have a immediate knee-jerk reaction to something, but it's tough to explain to fans that, I was trying to tell the band, like when we started in our basement, we had no fans. We did everything for ourselves. Everything was whatever. We were like, that was awesome. What'd you do there? Do that again. Because that was awesome. And, and then when you get signed and you have songs on the radio, then everything changes and everything is about we can't do that because the fans, they seem to really gravitate toward, can you do another Bad Girlfriend? You're like, well, I guess we could try to write something like that. So what you're doing really is just a natural process, because you're doing what you want to do, and it's going to work because it's what you want to do. I'm
so guilty of it as a music fan myself, as a young kid, especially. I think because there's stamps in moments in time for you. Like Stone Temple Pilots' Core album is my most perfect example, because I can remember how I felt when I was listening to those songs for the first time, and where I was. And it was like when they moved on and their style changed. And even Purple is one of my favorite records of all time. But at the time, I was like, no, this is my memory. This is so important to me. I can't face the change. And so it's having gone through it kind of from the other side, I almost see where fans, they have this imprint of whatever it was that made them a fan of you. It stuck with them. And so anytime something changes, it's it almost tickles that part of them that wants
nostalgia.
They just want to be reminded of that time. And I want that too. I think about, me and my buddies listening to music, some of my best times. So I get it.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Once it's ownership, once you write a song and you put it out, it is no longer yours.
That's the biggest compliment too. When fans have an emotional reaction to something, that's a huge compliment, because they're attached to it, right?
Yeah, isn't it why we do it? Sure, we do it for ourselves, but we want people to love it as much as we did at the time we were writing it.
Trying to think about hometown shows today. Just when I was driving around, I was thinking about how people always, your hometown shows are the people you play in front of your friends, your family, the people that know you kind of the most intimately. For me, they're always the hardest, because I always feel when I get on stage, I just want to be my truest self and just let everything else go. And the people that know me, They're like,
Yeah.
what the hell were you doing up there? And I'm like,
Yeah, they know you since you were a kid.
That's who I really am, dude. Don't judge me now.
It's so true.
I don't actually even think they want to judge me, or are judging me. But there's this impression that I have myself, like these people just know me this way. Like it's so weird for them to see me in this light. So I have this dread about home shows. I don't know why I was thinking about that.
Well, no, it's so true though. Like my sister, who's very close in age to me, she's my best friend, and she will, she'll come if I have like her and some friends and family at a show. She every single time, no fail, after my set, she'll be like, "Sweet stage voice, dude." Like that, like, what's going on, guys? And you've got that voice, and it's like your friends and family are going to be like, "You're a dork."
Yeah.
Siblings are so good for that. Siblings are so good for just like really knocking you off your pedestal anytime you feel like you think
just
you're special.
really grounding you.
Oh, they're so good at that, right? I love it. That's why I had to have 2 kids. I was like, I can't have one. These kids need somebody to keep them honest.
Yeah, exactly. You need one to humble the other.
I have too many. I have 2 brothers and a sister, and we all just royal rumble.
Well, I have a brother and a sister, and I'm the middle child. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Is Dave, you're the middle child too, right?
I'm the middle. I'm the second of 4, but I'm the middle of the 3 brothers, and my sister's the youngest of the 4.
Were you picked on by all of them a lot?
I definitely understand the middle child life. I couldn't figure it out. Like I was trying to figure out the balance, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go tell on my brother because he did this, and then my dad would be like, you don't have to tattle on your brothers. I'm like, man, I can't win. What am I supposed to be doing here? Where is my place in this setup?
That's so funny. Yeah, I had it from both ends. My sister and my brother, just whether it was, let's pick Juliet up and throw her over the balcony, or
Oh my God.
Rough housing.
We lived in an apartment. We lived in the 10th story.
No. We had this balcony in our living room. It really wasn't that far of a jump, and we had like a big, giant, long couch underneath it, and we used to.
Sounds like fun.
We used to run up the stairs, climb over the balcony, and jump off onto the couch, and then. One day that ended when my dad tried to do it and he broke the couch.
That's amazing.
It's over. Yeah.
Kids, what do you think you're doing? My turn.
Oh yeah. My dad was one of the kids. He was the,
I actually feel the most sorry for my sister.
Center.
My sister, I think, had it the worst. The youngest of 3 brothers. I mean, she just wanted to hang out and play with us. We invented this thing called the red blood eye. And it was like, if we were trying to play downstairs and she wanted to come down, we'd be like, here comes the red blood eye. I'm telling you. And she would run screaming upstairs and we'd be like high-fiving. I know. And now I'm like, man, hey, Ange, I'm sorry.
That's Angie? Is that her name?
Angie is my sister's name, yeah.
My sister's name is Angie.
Look at that. We got this.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Parallel.
My sister's name is Ange too.
No, you're lying.
You are lying.
Yes.
My brother's name is Tommy. What's your brother's name?
I got a brother named Peter and a brother named Jesse.
Oh.
So no Tommies.
So close. So close to being secret siblings.
I always thought that, my younger brother just got like the free ride, the easy ride. I mean, he was like graffitiing on the school wall. And then I'd be like, what? How is he alive? You guys didn't murder him for that? I lived in fear. Like if I did something wrong, it'd be the end of my life. But that wasn't the case, I guess. I just was my own personality.
I was the youngest, so I get it. I definitely.
You're the baby.
Yeah, I can look back now, and I'm a full mama's boy too. Full on mama's boy.
I mean, aren't most boys? My husband is the biggest mama's boy. I mean, I get it though, because my mother-in-law is amazing and I love her to death, so it makes sense. But boys and their moms.
Something I don't know.
My brother's a mama's boy.
Daughters and mothers too. There's always a little bit. I've seen that with a lot of competitiveness or something. I don't know what it is, but
sure. Yeah, I mean,
and their daughters' fathers can do no wrong. right? The dads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I am very fortunate in that aspect where my parents are like, I'm very close with both of them. There was a period, I think in my late teens and like early 20s where I was like, I'm going to do everything that will make my mom's head spin off her neck and go flying into the sky.
Yep, I love it.
There was a period of my life where I me and my mom were like this, but now we're, close as ever.
Right.
So
yeah.
My parents were pretty hip to, I remember my 19th day, I went and got a tattoo. I went and got it by myself because I didn't want anybody to watch me cry. I didn't know if I was going to cry or not, but I went and got a tattoo, and I remember going home and just being like, I'm 19. I can just, like, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking in with no shirt on here. My grandparents were there, and everybody was like, what have you done? And I'm like, whatever the hell I want to do now.
Anything went in your room and slammed the door.
Yeah.
Let's see that tattoo, Dave.
That's all.
Dave, let's see that tattoo.
Wait, yeah, what was your first tattoo?
I don't go wandering around with my shirt off as much as I used to. I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan. Alice in Chains is my favorite band. So as soon as I turned 19, I got the Alice in Chains sun, like right on my stomach, the sun from the Dirt album. And that was my first tattoo.
Your belly button?
Nah, I got it above my belly button. I decided against the enclosing the belly button. Here's a tidbit as I have an outie. So you don't want to draw attention to the outie. Leave the outie alone.
Oh my God. That's so funny you bring up Alice in Chains, though. Man in a Box is on my list of covers to do. We're planning a bunch of live streams and stuff, so
that's awesome.
That's on. Yeah,
you would kill it. I think you got a great voice for that. I love you got this natural edge in your voice that I think would sound awesome for Man in the Box.
Thank you.
Ty's gonna try.
Right now he's gonna start playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no jams on our podcast. Imagine it's like, okay, let's go, Lilith.
I'm glad that there's not, because like, who wants to listen to people jam? People jamming makes me. I am a musician and I hate it. I don't know what to say.
We tour so much, and then we go out after, right? You go to the bar, and we're not the band that wants to go out to the bar and like take over the house band's gear. We are not that band. We're the opposite. Yeah. We're like, no, I don't know how to play. I forget. And we've toured with those bands where we go out and they are like, they're like hijack the cover band's gear so they can play like their current single. And I'm like,
that's right.
What are they?
Oh God, I know that. I know that band.
We're in the audience.
You know them, right?
Yeah.
You know them.
Yeah.
Sounds good, guys. Tyler, get up here. It's just a bad girlfriend. I'm like, no, it's good, man. I'm good. Oh God! And then I'm looking for the exit. Right? I'm like, oh God!
You're like, time to Houdini.
I don't have my in-ears.
Houdini out of here.
I don't have my in-ears.
I forgot the words. I don't know.
Yeah, is our monitor guy here? I can't do it. Then.
Yeah. No. Oh, wrong mixing console. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm even like that with like karaoke. Like I don't want to do it. Like if I've gone back home before, and I don't know what it is with Floridians and karaoke, but every time we go out, they're like, let's go to karaoke. And I'm down to like judge you.
Yeah.
I don't want to I'm not, no.
Right. Well, what do you do? The karaoke is do you go up there and then you're going to do like an Adele? Or
no, I'm not going to go up there.
Yeah,
no.
He's not going to, or if I did, I'd go up there and do like Sweet Caroline. I'd do something like just so it is totally a spoof. I'm not going to go up.
What I should do, I should just go up there and completely sing off key, just psych everybody out.
Well, that's me. My dad sabotaged me because on one of our birthdays, he was having karaoke party, and he was the
karaoke king.
I think he turned 50, and I was turning 21. His birthday is the day before mine, and he put my name in. And for Black Dog, Led Zeppelin. And I was like,
oh, God.
Are you fucking kidding me, Dad? Led Zeppelin? And
that's kind of evil.
I did not do it well. I did not do it justice.
Well, I don't think anybody can do Robert Plant justice. I mean,
no.
Come on.
I don't think Robert Plant even wants to do Black Dog anymore. He's like, that's no.
Oh, man.
Well, oh, sorry. I was going to say we've had you on here for so long. We don't want to take up your whole day. But
monopolize my time. It's all good, man. I'm enjoying speaking with you.
No, it's fun. We try to have fun here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason we're doing this is to have fun.
Yeah.
We said this before, like, I don't really consider either one of us like the interview types, but we can really converse about pretty much anything. We almost called our show Tangents because we really can't even stay
go off on
one
tangents.
topic. Yeah. Honestly,
that's how I live my life is tangents. So I fit right in with you guys.
you can relate.
Yeah, 100%.
You just go off and you're talking, and then all of a sudden you go, what? What were we talking about?
In interviews all the time, I have to be like, wait, what was your question? Like I'll start answering their question, but then halfway through my answer, I decide, no, this is what I want to talk about. So then I take like a hard right.
That's good.
Yeah,
and
tangents.
And then I forget how to finish my thought because I didn't.
I do it. My most common, frequently said phrase now is, I don't really know where I was going with that. What were we talking about? I say that all the time.
Every day.
I don't really remember where I was going with that.
Dude, you want to hear this? Me and Joe, our drummer, we did a interview recently. It wouldn't have been last year. It was. I think we were overseas.
That's recent.
Hey, we were overseas, and this is gross. So, anyways, we were doing the interview, and it was in the dressing room. I think it was in Europe, and we noticed the guy interviewing us. I noticed he had like a bat in the cave. And he had like a booger in his nose, and it was like moving when he was breathing. And
no!
I was like,
oh
my God,
flapping in the nose wind.
And we were like in this booth, so it was like he was sitting in between me and Joe, and I'm like, wonder if Joe can see this too. And so we were doing the interview, and I was like, and I just kept staring at it the whole interview. And then we got to the end of the interview, and I look and I go, hey man, thanks. And I look, and it's gone. And I'm like, no,
Where is it?
Where'd it go?
Man.
And the guy left, and I go to Joe. I'm like, did you see? He's like, yep, I saw it. I'm like, it was gone. It was gone at the end. He's like, yep. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm freaking out. Kind of freaking out right now.
Are you okay? Are you guys the type of friends that tell your friends when they have boogers?
I was just thinking this. I'm not even that. I will tell a perfect stranger that. I can't believe you guys let this guy have that thing hanging out his nose the whole interview. I think you should. Honestly, I'd have been like, can we get this guy tissue before we get rolling here? Let's get this guy a tissue because he 100%. Has got something coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to be told by a perfect stranger if I have something in my teeth.
100%.
If my breath is bad or if I have a booger hanging out of my schnoggin. Yeah, I would appreciate it. Yeah,
that's a favor.
Because then I'm not. It is. It's embarrassing.
I don't know where you're going in your life. I don't know who you are, but you have a big piece of pepper in your teeth. So before you get there, deal with that. All right.
Did you have a romaine salad recently?
You have a head of romaine sticking out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey. So good. Does some teeth. So where do you go for here? You got touring lined up. What's you got summer stuff? I mean, stuff's starting to come together.
The album's out
right?
in days.
Yeah, the album comes
Hours.
out. Yeah, I mean, it feels like it'll be Friday before we know it. Next Friday, April 23rd. Yes, lots planned. I just, we're obviously, like the rest of us, we're waiting for it to be, touring to be officially back and open again. But, I'm being submitted for many tours right now. We definitely have live streams planned. We have some tours booked already for 2022. So that's a for sure thing. But yeah, just like all of us, we're kind of like, waiting to see.
The music machine. Coming back.
Yeah. But it's going to, one way or another, when it is back, I'll be on the road. For the time being, you do what you can, live streams, you stay connected with fans on social media. We have a cool sort of campaign that we're going to be starting tomorrow to push the album. And, I'm doing I don't know when this is going up, but I am doing a live stream with Live Nation on April 28th. I don't know if this will be.
This will be up before then, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be on their Instagram. So Click on buy.
Well, I can't wait to hear the rest of the album. I'm excited to hear what else there is on there and what other songs are going to get stuck in my head.
Oh, well, I'm very looking forward to putting it out, and I hope that you like it.
100%.
I think I will.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lilith, for being on our show. Can't thank you
guys.
enough.
You guys are great.
Keep an eye out for the brand new record in just a few days.
Awesome,
Yes.
guys. Thank
You got it. Created from filth and dust. Lilith Czar, thank you so much for coming on. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, boys. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Man, awesome.
Yep.
So much fun. I just love reminiscing.
Yeah, I love hearing stories. I think for us too, it's like us getting on here and the parallels makes our day. You know, even if it's something as stupid as knowing that other people other people are depressed and have anxiety about not working too. I follow this guy on
Some comfort in that.
Yeah, there's comfort. It's misery loves company, right? It's so silly, but it's like if you're like hungover and then you call your friend, you're like, "Oh, dude, I'm so hungover." It's like, "Me too." You're like, "You are too." Oh my god, you feel better. It's so stupid, but it's true. I follow this guy, Ethan. I think his name is Ethan Suplee. He's the guy that was on American History X. He's a bunch of TV shows. He's a really, really huge guy.
Okay.
That was on My Name is Earl.
Yep.
I think that's his name. He lost a ton of weight. He's like super jacked now. He's just a gym freak, and he's got a podcast. And he was doing an episode with the girl that was on My Name is Earl, the blonde girl. Can't remember her name.
I remember.
And they literally discussed the exact same thing. They said, creative people, because they're kind of out of work with COVID and stuff too. They said creative people like us, she says, when we don't have anything to do, we're literally sitting around, we panic, we freak out, we get depressed. And he's like, yep. He's like, he talked about how sometimes he wakes up and he has bad days. When sometimes he wakes up, maybe he just everything is dark and heavy. So it's like good to hear that other people are going through that too. And probably even our fans, like they may hear that and be like, well, you guys feel like that too. It's like, shit, yeah.
I talk about I've said this term to myself a few times, like I miss my people. And my people, it literally describes like you guys, the band and the crew, but it also describes concert goers because that's who I was. Like that's who my whole childhood, it was going to concerts with my buddies. We were watching to see who was coming to town, what shows could we get tickets for. And it was an event. Like we're going to this. Those people, I know those people are starved for this again, because that's how they get their connection too. They go they go and surround themselves with people that love the same music. And so I know that our people are out there. They're all feeling the same. We're all ready to connect, get back together and do a big group hug. Yeah, that should be what we should do. The group, once we can group hug, we're going to group hug. Okay. This side of the crowd, separate. All right, now this side, separate. Now everybody on the count of three. Count of three. Huge group hug. Everybody. Big. 1, 2, 3. Group hug. Group hug. Can we seriously do that at one of the shows? So. How many shows have we been to where they've done that, separate the crowd, and then they can literally go to each other. You can hear coconuts crashing together, right? And you're like, oh my God. That's a lawsuit. At festivals that head just flew 30 feet in the air. Yeah, and you see these like hurricanes started from all the mosh pits and stuff. We're at Theory Demigods on stage. We're like, can that be my shtick? Can I do that at the next rock festival we do? Group hug. Yeah. Well, on that note, better wrap this up. Yeah, I was just bringing up Lilith Czar. Check her out on Instagram at Lilith Czar, CZAR. She's got a Facebook, same thing, Lilith Czar. She's got TikTok, Twitter. It's all just at Lilith CZAR. Check her out. Her new album is coming out in like 2 days or something like that. April 23rd. Yeah. Go check it out. Yeah, the songs are great. Her voice is
it's awesome. I really enjoy listening to her voice. For me,
I'm excited to hear the rest of the album. I think it's going to be a really great album, just judged on the first 2 tracks. And sometimes when you have that much time to kind of like put the things together, it just feels like she really knows what she's doing and has it all set up. And I'm excited to really see what comes out here. It's going to be a good record.
Best wishes to her. Good luck. And maybe we'll see her on tour somewhere. See her at
That'd
festival.
Be fun.
It's great doing this podcast. And I'll see all these people live in person.
We'll get them back. We'll get them back when we're on the road, and we'll actually get them back for like live. We'll do little live band meetings.
I'll go on tour. I'll be like, you look so familiar. Where have I seen you before? And they'll be like, on your podcast. I'm like, that's right. What was your name? And you're like, Tyler, it's me, Dave.
Yeah, I'm the co-host, bro.
Tyler, it's Dave. That's right. Nice to meet you, Dave.
Awesome.
Check out bandmeetingpodcast.com. We're on Instagram, Band Meeting Podcast, all that jazz. And I think that's about it. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Right, Dave?
Yeah, I got a pee, so let's wrap it up. Yeah. See you next time. Of course.
Well, all right. Bye.
Band meeting with Tyler and Dave. Band meeting with Tyler and Dave. Band meeting, yeah. We're gonna set the internet on